Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show, the mothership, which is Studio 22, right here, Irving, Texas, hanging out with the usual suspects. Of course, my very dear friend, the lovely Sara Gonzales. Sara Gonzales, the host of the news and why it matters right here on BlazeTV.
I miss you singing my own theme song.
And
you sang me a theme song once.
I did.
I miss it.
I know. We need to go back and replay that sometime. And also Sara Gonzales Unfiltered on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing there. I walked past one of the little pods they built out here. You know, those little meeting pods that they built out here in the studio. And I saw the old chairs from the old Studio 22, the little leather chairs that were there. And I got a little verklempt. I was like, oh, like we sat in those.
Did
you notice that,
our
Candice?
butts were in those.
Yeah. No, they're probably $5,000 chairs.
They are. They are steep $5,000.
Like nothing around here is cheap.
No.
Like there's just nothing in this studio is cheap or cheaply made or done. It's all you're cheap.
I was gonna say I'm cheap.
Yeah, we know you are.
Don't cost much at all.
We know you're cheap.
We do.
Yeah, just being a bum again today, man. Being a bum. Just getting into this Christmas thing, rocking and rolling. Are you excited about Christmas?
No.
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 I don't want to do it.
I don't enjoy it at all. People make it too stressful. It's all about, we got to make sure we get a gift for this person and for that person. And don't even get me started on Elf on a Shelf.
You do that, huh?
It's a beating.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a beating.
I used to do, every December, 12 hours of, where every hour I would do a truck video, right, for 12 hours. It really turned into 13 because I would do one at 7 in the morning. The sun's really not up very good at 7 in the morning this time of year. So sometimes I would have to do that one in the house. And then I would go, and then, of course, it'd be dark early. So, you know, if you do 7 and then every hour all the way till 7 o'clock, it's, of course, dark again at 7 p.m., so I'd have to do another in the house. My point being, I would do a truck rant every hour, and it was my, like 12 days of Christmas, was my 12 hours of Christmas thing. And let me tell you, that was hard. I had to stop doing it every year. It was so hard.
I bet.
Because people think that you do these truck rants, and you just get in there. It's like, no, it's not an easy thing to do just to go, because I can go into that mode where I just start rattling stuff off.
Yeah, you just go off for 10 minutes.
And I'm like, but then trying to, because I put my mind in cruise control there and just let my mouth run. And I'll say a lot of things that don't need to be said sometimes in those. And I got to go back, and people say, how many takes does it take for you to do? I'm like, well, typically it used to take me 5 or 6. Now I'm like, just going to knock this thing. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say it. But then Facebook changed the algorithm, because if you remember, my videos used to be like 1.5 minutes long. Just I can do that. Now they have to be 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yep.
Everything's got to be 3 minutes, or no, it's not going to.
So
Facebook's going to hammer you.
So then you feel like you have to draw it out.
Yeah. Try to talk as fast as I talk for 3 minutes. That's a lot of words. I mean, you're talking at least 3,000 words.
It's not easy.
Yeah. That's smoking it out there. So there's a lot that goes into it. And I don't want to just get on there and meander like I do on this show.
Right.
So anyway, I sometimes I wonder, should I go back and have a day where I do just 12 hours of just the rants? But I don't know.
You're pretty busy. If I were you, I'd pass. But I'm sure your fans would appreciate it.
Yeah. And then every Christmas Day, I would do a video where I would throw the football at the basketball hoop. Like those videos, we do those every year. And then we would do kind of like Dude Perfect. We would have all the obstacles to throw it over the house, and it would go through. And everybody was convinced that it was like trick photography. I wasn't really doing it.
But you were?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, it'd take me a couple of tries.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But, and then I got tired of throwing my arm out. But I would do one over the shoulder, like over behind my back kind of thing with the football. And the football's hard because the football's so oblong. It's going to bounce all kind of ways when it hits the backboard. So one day I was going to do a video. It had moved into January, and it was pretty cold, right? And so I set up the little tripod out in the driveway, and because people kept saying, no, it's trick photography. And I was just going to throw it over my deal. So I said, hey, so I go through this little spiel real quick. and boom, throw it over my shoulder. 38 times I missed. 38 times this thing. I mean, it's like rattling around in the hoop, the whole thing, and blah, 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 coming right back out. And my hand's numb because it's cold, you know, and I've got to keep going and get the football, come down, do the little spiel again, boom. 38 times I do this. Finally, my neighbor across the way pulls up and sees me standing out there with the tripod. And, of course, they stop. Yeah. And they slow down before they pull in their driveway, and they're looking, and I do the little spiel, nothing but net. And they saw it. So they thought I did it on the very first try, right? So, but no.
That's great.
Yeah, it wasn't so great, though. So there's all kind of things I used to do. I got a story for Steve, party foul, here in a second. We got to read.
Oh, no, I was going to tell you, you should do Truckmas and do the 12, like one a day for the 12 days leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Truckmas.
Truck month. Truck month. It's truck month. January's truck month. February's truck month. Our buddy Tyson Pfeiffer's got a funny bit on that. It is Christmas, and let me tell you something. You use your iTarget Pro.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Love it.
I love it, too. We had Matt Best from Black Rifle Coffee in here. He said, I can tell you this. He said, as a special operator, he said, dry firing is the key. He said we would spend hours and hours and hours working on dry firing. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's a great Christmas gift. Christmas coming up. Get online right now and do this, because one of the coolest things you can get is something called iTarget Pro. That's what we're talking about. It's a dry fire training system where you combine your phone with this app. You got a laser bullet. Mm-hmm. I love saying laser bullet.
I know.
And it's caliber specific. So if you're shooting 9mm, you're shooting a 40 cal, 45, whatever, you tell them, you go online. And then your smartphone has this app. It tracks the laser bullet, and you can hang that target right there in your living room and fire that laser bullet. Your dry firing click is all you're going to hear. There's a lot that goes into that. And when you fire it, that the app is going to detect exactly where your shots were landing on the target. So iTarget Pro, completely safe. It's going to come with your caliber-specific laser bullet and a target system. Right now, you're going to get 10% off plus free shipping with the offer code CHAD. You can train risk-free for 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied, you want to send it back, they'll take it back. But listen, you're going to notice a huge difference. You're going to experience the difference of the training with dry fire is going to make. It's going to just change everything about your shooting experience. So I want you to go to itargetpro.com. Go to itargetpro.com and use offer code CHAD. Good deal. Go get it.
It pays for itself.
It really does.
One trip to the range, it pays for itself.
You're going shooting tomorrow, aren't you?
I am.
Like really shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Texas gun experience.
Yep.
So you're basically shooting at your phone?
Excited.
No,
you're not shooting at your phone. You're shooting at the target, and the phone lays below it and tracks where you're shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the laser doesn't, like, some people might think the laser actually shows up the entire time, where you can just see. It doesn't.
It's not a sight.
It's not a sight.
It's not a sight. It's not like a laser sight.
No.
Oh, okay.
What are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, I'm educating myself on it because I'm really
look at Grandpa Steve sitting there with his glasses on.
That's why
have Tony get you one for Christmas.
Proud of it.
Have Tony get you one for Christmas.
That's what I was thinking.
What did you say you're proud of?
I'm a grandfather of 3. I'm pretty proud of 3 grandkids.
Well, you wanted to know when you're a creepy old man.
There it is.
Boom, there it is.
That doesn't make you creepy.
You ever had an erection for 4 hours?
I've had one for way longer than 4 hours.
Oh, God.
You know what? You know the cure to that? Look at Hillary Clinton. Just look at her face. She told Howard Stern she's never even been tempted to have a lesbian relationship.
What a homophobe.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, why? What's the problem with having a homosexual relationship? What's the problem with that? Have you ever had a lesbian?
No.
You kissed oh, come on. You kissed a girl in college, didn't you? Once?
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
It doesn't count when it's in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who cares?
Alcohol, college.
Whoopie-doopie-doo. Whoopie-doo. Hibbity-dibbity. Oh, well. Let's get off of that topic. So, what were we talking? Oh, I don't even know. I'm aghast.
We went from iTarget to lesbians.
Well, hey, man, we were shooting bullets, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It's truth or dare.
Here's what I want to get into. I want to talk about Party Foul Steve. So I'm at an event last night, and this guy walks up to me and recognized me and knew who I was, and he said, "Man, the best thing I've ever seen is that video you did where your buddy was in the truck with you. He got out, and you drove off and left him, and he was doing." I said, "The Kiki challenge." Yeah, he was doing that dance outside the truck, and you just drove off and left him. He's like, "Man, that was so real, dude. That was so real. Like that, like he didn't expect that was going to happen at all, man."
Well, I am a great actor.
You're a great actor.
So I've been in
Wow.
one
I said,
movie.
well, there was
That's
a little more
impressive.
setup to it than
yeah,
that.
That's
I've been
impressive.
in a movie, and I've been in, got my IBMB, whatever that thing is. I'm on
IMDb.
there.
IMDb, Steve.
Yeah. You can look it up.
Yeah, I got an IV.
Guy at bar.
I got an HIVV.
It's like, doesn't he have a picture of myself next to it? Just says guy in bar.
Yeah.
Like, man.
You could pay
Yeah,
to get an IMDb membership, and they'll let you put your
I
picture
think
there.
I'll wait for my second movie to come out.
Yeah. I'm racking the credits up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, he was like, "Man, you need to do more stuff like that." And I'm like, you're at a point now where, and I know people say, do more truck videos. We're trying, but it's so disheartening with the way social media treats us these days.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I am busy, but I want to do what is most effective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you have a touring schedule and people say, well, we didn't even know you were coming to our city. Well, you use this tool like social media to build a career, and then they pull the rug out from under you, and you don't have the ability to do it anymore. That's why I have people who complain. They say, we wish you put the full episodes of the podcast on Facebook again. Well, what you don't understand is, one, we can't count those numbers.
Yep.
So when our friends like iTarget Pro or these folks who pay for us to give this to you for free, we can't count those Facebook numbers. We have to be able to do it on YouTube because we can count those.
Yep.
You can actually see how long people are watching and all of these things.
And the audio
Facebook's one
podcast.
big guess game.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know? I wish I could just put it out there, and you guys, there are people out there who think I just quit. Just quit doing anything on social media.
That's a shame.
I know.
Well, and I know, there are a lot of people I know on your page that they say, I wish that you would do the truck videos, and you're doing them. They're just not seeing them.
There's a lot of that. We did back off for 6 months of doing them. It was not that we weren't doing them. Sometimes I'd be in a hotel or something like that, just do it on the road. But I got to a point where I just said, I'm going to kind of hit the reset button and let it kind of trickle back. And it is work that goes into doing all of that stuff that goes into it. And not like laying bricks or digging ditches kind of work. I've done that kind of stuff. Running your mouth for a living is not technically, back-breaking stuff.
No.
But there's a
It is
process that
exhausting,
goes
though.
into it, and it's mentally exhausting.
Yes, it really is.
It really is when you're doing it. Because when you're doing the Sara's Gonzales Unfiltered stuff on your YouTube, and you're putting it out on social as well, there's some edits that you do to that. There's some things that go into it. And then just being able to put the coherent stuff together to make a valid point, add the humor in, and it's mentally exhausting.
It is. It is. But and I like that you just I think it's important for people to remember that people complain all the time whenever, you'll do the read for iTarget or whatever. I do reads on my show all the time, and they're like, "Would you get to the news already?" And I'm like, "Do you understand how this works?
Yeah.
We can't do the news without our sponsors. So hang tight for me, and maybe just listen, because we're selling some really cool shit."
We are.
But it just kills me.
And that's the beauty of it. We don't jack around with stupid sponsors.
No, I won't. They ask us.
Yeah.
They say, "What do you think?" We vet all of our sponsors,
Right.
and if I don't like it, it's not going on my show.
They'll send us the emails. Are you okay with this? And if I don't like it, you're right. I'll say, nah, this doesn't fit with my folks.
Yep.
Kathy sent me one the other day about cat food or whatever. Or the cat, and I was like,
The
yeah.
cat litter.
And she's like, well, do you have a cat? And I'm like, but not anymore. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
But my demographic, my people do.
Yep.
People watching. A lot
I
of people do
love
have
that
cats.
cat litter.
You do?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, she sent it to me, and I said, "I'm already using that. Yes, bring it on." So.
Yeah, she didn't give it to me though, because I don't actually have a cat anymore.
Oh.
So she was like, no. Kathy loves me though.
Yeah, she's great.
So yeah, she's fantastic. And we have a sales team who works hard to make sure that these kind of things happen. And this is just kind of behind the scenes here because it's kind of tearing down the fourth wall. I mean, how much work Candace puts in to just producing this deal. The research she does, the things she pulls up, there's a lot. Most folks don't even know how to subscribe to YouTube, much less how to pull all the stuff like she manages to do. Mark, the puppet master, we call him that on purpose because he's over there literally pulling the strings. I mean, every time this camera angle changes, give him a run through, Mark. Come on, give him every camera angle right here. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Like there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that. Look at Steve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, he paused on me a little bit.
And Willie hadn't moved. See? There it is.
It's hard. It's hard being behind the scenes. I had to help my husband AD one time, assistant direct, for Glenn's show. And they're doing 20 million things at once. I don't understand how they do it.
Oh,
I would go insane.
I'd get caught up in the stuff going on. Like your husband, Steven, who just popped his head in here. He's, I don't know how he does it.
I don't either. He's got the headset on, and he's talking to Master Control, and he's talking to the people on set, and he's hitting buttons, and I don't know.
And he looks good doing it.
Oh,
that's
yes,
the thing
I
about
just show
that.
up and sit down and unprepared and
we
do whatever
we
we
know.
talk
We
about.
know,
But people
Steve.
still send. I get emails and messages. Hey, you need to have me on, and my brother. We sell goat food or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, do y'all watch the show? I don't do shit around here. I just sit here. It's like they think I have some superpower to get them on the show. I'm like, we have producers. This is Chad's show. I just show up.
Yeah, no, I have people who even reach out to me a lot, and I throw them over to Candace, and I'm like, look, because we try to be strategic with who we have on as guests. I get that what you feel like you're doing is important, and I'm sure that it is, but this isn't just free promotion hour to come out and do stuff because, it's like for us doing these episodes, we just got off of this really heady stuff of doing the Epstein podcasts. And I know there are people who like that or don't like it. There were people who commented on there saying, I'm tired of this subject already, whatever.
People are so rude.
There's a lot that needs to be kept out there. But then a lot of times we'll just sit around and we'll banter and we'll talk about life and in general, and people just kind of feel like they're hanging out in the living room with us, and we enjoy that. Sometimes not making a point is the point.
Amen.
I've been not making points my whole life.
His whole life.
I'm
are
good
the best
at not
at it.
making points.
You are the best.
You
at
make
it.
some pretty good points, Steve.
Yeah,
Every
Candace
now and then.
even said it
Candace has admitted it.
One time.
One time, and it will not happen again.
I'll take it.
The one
I'll take
time.
it.
Candace says, I know what I did. I know what I did, and I feel the shame. I feel the shame.
If you want to be on the Chad Prather Show, don't contact me. I'm not the person.
But we have, and it's kind of hard because you have people who want to come on the show, and you want to have them on, but at the same time, this is a numbers game. We're responsible to sponsors. We're responsible to people who support this show so that you can watch it for free. So we have to make sure that we're giving, there's more involved than just me saying, hey, I want to bring my buddy on.
Yeah.
For the most part, we could still do that, but we've moved away from a lot of that, and trying to be strategic in how we do this thing.
It's a business, baby.
It is a for-profit business. That's what we ideally like. But then again, I gave away all of my percentages to the Blaze, so I don't make anything off of this. I just do it for free. Tac Pack is my new favorite thing, though. It's the premier monthly subscription box for military, tactical, and Second Amendment enthusiasts. Just $49.95 a month. They're going to ship you at least $100 worth of stuff. That's right. The gear you need. You're going to get AR-15 parts. And look, this is the kind of thing I love, Candace, because this is legit stuff. Like Steve's in the process of building an AR-15.
Yes.
And, not everybody's into all that stuff, but there's plenty of you who are. You get AR-15 parts, EDC tools, knives, and I mean nice knives too. You get cleaning kits, you get a whole bunch of other tactical gear and apparel direct to you. And it's time for them to start revealing their next pack. So listen up. January is right around the corner, and it's kicking off the new year strong with a great EDC AR part mix pack. Teaming up with Hogue Inc. for some awesome upgrades for your kit, and they also have tactical office supplies. I mean, what in the world?
I want that pack because I want to see what parts are in that pack because I've in the middle of building my first AR, but I've already started the process of the second one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
because you're building two very different guns.
Yes, two very different. One high end, but building it from And I say building it, I'm putting parts together, but it's kind of a learning experience. And I've been around ARs a lot. But
see, like now I'm starting to get, because of you, just talking to you, I'm starting to kind of get that fever. I'm kind of like, do I want to do a build? Because we talked about it for a while. I'm like,
I sit there and I watch YouTube videos by the company that I'm using their parts, but getting help from Texas Gun Experience. When I run into, okay, I'm trying to get this little spring and this little pin in here. Oh, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
All right, done.
Wow.
I will see what comes in this month's TAC pack when it comes to me, because I'm a member and you're gonna like it. And then of course the February pack, you've heard me talk about it before, they got an AR part in there that's got a value of $200. It's currently being CNC machined right here in Texas. Go to tacpack.com. That's TAC pack.com. Use promo code Chad at checkout. They're gonna ship you a free mystery bag of tactical goodies. And come out about the same time as your first TAC pack does. And if you want to get the December pack because you missed it, just email the team, info@tacpack.com. And they probably have some left. They'll send it over to you. Generous folks, I'm telling you. So if you're into tactical gear from the absolute best companies that are out there for just half the price, TAC pack is the one you need to go to. Go to tacpack.com. Use offer code CHAD. It's one of my favorite things, man. I love it. I love those mystery boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do one with a company, and people would bitch and complain, I didn't get the same stuff you got. I'm like, it's a surprise every month. If you don't like it, don't get it.
Do it.
Sometimes I get stuff that comes in, and it's not something I can use.
I get it.
And it goes to Steve's house.
Sell it on Craigslist.
Yeah, there's, but hey, like my thing is like I'm like not a prepper, but I am for emergency preparedness, right? I'm all about it. So, like, I have my go bags and I have my stuff if something were to happen and you needed to really get down with it.
Just smart.
I had to look up EDC because I kept seeing that a lot on stuff. It's everyday carry.
Everyday carry.
I'm like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
Well, I got my everyday carry right here. My EDC pocket knife,
Yeah. What is your firearm of choice for EDC?
I carry the 380.
Yeah.
All the time, the Shield,
which I'm gonna try.
That's a Smith & Wesson, right?
That's Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
It's small. For me, it's great. And me and Sarah had this conversation. It's for a female, the trigger pull on it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
And I say for a female, even for me, when it takes work. It's a double action kind of trigger. It's just
hard.
You got a 380.
Yes.
And so
it's an M&P, but it's a bodyguard.
Yeah, Jade likes she likes the EZ.
The EZ. You told me about that. I really want to try it.
But what I'm trying to get her away from, because we were at Texas Gun Experience last week shooting, and I'm trying to get her into a heavier gun. And in fact, the instructor out there, Colin Throckmorton, fantastic shooting instructor, very accomplished in his own right. He agrees. And I'll go in there and, you know how you're a dude, and you're like, man, I don't need to be taught anything.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't have that attitude, but I do like to listen in when they're teaching other people. Because I always learn something. Yeah. And but anyway, Jade was shooting that really light, easy 380, and he was like, "You're going to be more accurate with a heavier gun because you're not so apt to move it around, with your hands. Because really and truly, when you're holding a firearm, when you're holding it like that, if you're right-handed, your left hand should be doing the grip. Mm-hmm. Your right hand's just there. Only pressure is that trigger finger, right? So your left hand should be supporting everything, because otherwise you want to dive into it or push it and that kind of stuff. Especially guys, we muscle it.
I muscle more when I shoot right-handed versus when I shoot left-handed.
Yeah, and Steve does that because he's left-eye dominant. So he shoots pretty good from the left side, even though he's right-handed.
Yeah.
All rifle, any type of rifle, I shoot left-handed.
I just like my arms, I guess, or my wrists are really weak, so I can't. The heavier gun, it's really hard for me. And racking it. I mean, I remember we went to the gun store and I tried all sorts of them, and it was hard for me to.
That's the beauty of the EZ. When you're racking the slide, you can two fingers.
That's why the 380 was the only one that I felt comfortable. If I am by myself and I have no help, I can for sure operate this like from start to finish.
And that's what you need. I mean, you need to, I was reading something the other day that was talking about being fast with your firearm, being knowledgeable of your firearm, and being able to adequately get to it and expeditiously in such a way that you're not fumbling with it. That's why we bought a bunch of those EZs, and we've got them all over the house. So if there's, God forbid, some home invasion or something, you don't have to try to figure out which gun you're reaching for.
Right. I can't wait till my son gets a little bit older.
Yeah. And we keep our guns protected. I mean, they're not just laying out there for
they're not on the coffee table.
I grew up in a house, my dad was a police officer at the time. This is crazy now. Yeah. But we grew up, there was a gun on the coffee table. There was one on the TV. There was, and we never touched them.
Well, I feel like people wouldn't if that was still the norm.
Yeah.
Because it's just the norm. It's not something crazy that kids are going to be like, I got to touch it.
One of our boys was home alone. This has been a couple of months ago, and I came upstairs, and he had a 9mm up there with him, and he's 13.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother him. But, we weren't.
He knows how to use it.
He knows how to use a gun.
That's Jordan's 16,
he was home alone
thing.
for several hours. He felt a little uncomfortable, so he brought the 9mm up there with him.
Good for him.
We take him out, teach him how to shoot. Our friend Aubrey Huff, who's been on the show and, of course, won 2 World Series with San Francisco. He caught all sorts of hell the other week whenever he posted with his 2 boys, and he tagged me in it. And I'm like, Huff, thanks, bud.
If he didn't tag me in that one, he keeps tagging me in
he'll tag
other ones.
It's like he tagged me and he tagged the NRA, right? and so. I mean, he just caught it left and right. I mean, from every Hollywood celebrity that was out there, because he said, I'm training my boys in the event that Bernie Sanders becomes president, because in a socialist government, this will probably, knowing how to use a firearm, will be necessary.
Think about it. He's not wrong, but you probably shouldn't say that on social media.
I also think wasn't it sort of a joke?
He was saying it as a joke.
Joke.
He wasn't saying, people were like, oh, this needs to be investigated by the FBI because he's threatening to shoot Bernie Sanders. It's like, no, he's not. You're a moron. Learn how to read.
Under red flag laws, though.
Yeah, even jokes like that. I mean, come on. You're talking about Aubrey, who, and I say this tongue-in-cheek and as a good friend of his, he's a jock, for crying out loud. Yeah. I mean, you're going to say stuff,
Right.
You're going to say stuff like that. It's a form of locker room talk where you're popping off. And, he was just showing off his kids' good shots on the target, and making jokes about it. So
you can't make jokes anymore.
Yeah, you can't joke about stuff like that. That's why I just get iTarget Pro. It doesn't put a hole in anything. Put a hole in anything. Not. So, I don't know. It's starting to get cold in here.
It is.
I'm starting to feel Christmassy. My nipples are hard. I'm just reminded right now that men have nipples.
Are we going to decorate for Christmas or what?
Oh,
what
you
are we
should.
Waiting?
Steve, I'm not even decorating at home, dude. I'm so over it.
I would rather decorate here than at home. I'm here more than at home.
Well, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Baby, it's cold outside. I want to have sex with you.
Shaking some snow over the window behind you.
We'll get Tim DiDonato to stand up there on a ladder. And
actually, he's a set designer. I always say, hey, we need to decorate it for Christmas.
Oh, you're going to say that to him?
Oh, yeah.
Those sleigh bells ringing and jingling.
He's doing it for Glenn's, so I can't do it for us.
Well, see, there's a difference. We have zero collateral here. We have no investment worth in this place.
Yeah.
We just come in here and hang out. That's why I need you to go where podcasts are offered and leave a 5-star review and a good review. Leave a good rating and a good review. Put it out there. That's the kind of stuff we need. Tell all your friends to subscribe to the Chad Prather channel on YouTube. Right?
Right.
There you go.
I'm getting a YouTube channel, too.
I want you to scroll up a little bit so I can see what you're telling me, Candace. Go ahead. Yeah. You're such a punk. Oh, I love reading the teleprompter. She sends me messages through the teleprompter that's
really
over
funny.
there. So
you need to wrap this up, buddy.
Who really knows what's going on these days? Either way, it's time to wrap up, fool. I love it.
Tell Steve to shut up.
I know. Sarah, you, my friend, I love you very, very much.
I love you too.
I love you very much. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Of course.
We're going to Florida together. Steve's not going.
Nope.
It's a
Steve's
bummer.
not going.
I got budget restraints.
Budget restraints.
I'd say we'll miss you, but
Budget restraints.
Budget restraints. It's costing me a lot of money to go down there.
yeah.
This whole deal that turned into, hey, we want you to come down there and speak at this TPUSA event. It's costing me some money.
Do it. You got to do it for the
It's a
children.
good cause.
Do it for the children.
I'm all for it.
I
for it.
might pay my own way down there. Just come hang out.
Oh God. Oh God.
I got plenty of miles.
What if he paid you to stay?
Come on, y'all don't be mean to my man.
I'm kidding.
Dang.
Steve, you know I love you.
Steve, we get out of here right now. We can beat the traffic.
Yep. We sure
I'll
can.
race
No.
you. I'll race you to the car.
Yeah.
All right.
Willie, who's going to win? Willie? All right, let's wrap this thing up, Candice. I love you. Mark, love you. We're going to a hockey game. We got to figure out which one we're going to, okay?
Wow.
Fantastico. I love y'all. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.